Hello everybody, welcome to my newest video. This is part 2 of testing my equipment on a 20-degree night. It's 32 degrees right now, about 8 p.m. Sun's about ready to go down, and I'm just nested away in my shelter for the night. If you can see this, it's actually kind of pretty, all the ice crystals forming on the inside of the tent from all the condensation. I thought that was going to be a problem with this tent, being a single wall tent, is the condensation and water collecting on the inside is quite a bit. Sometimes the wind will hit just right and water would splatter on me. So there's quite a lot of condensation in here. Alright everybody, so this bag here is actually a 35 to 40 degree rating, it says. But I think it sleeps right about 32. That's why I was calling it a 32 some parts. I guess it's rated to 35 to 40 is the comfort range. I don't know. It slept good last night with this fleece sleeping bag liner in it. But it's got the draft tube, or draft collars, and things like that. See, and pull cords. So, like I said, it slept good down to 20 degrees last night. It got down to. And I switched out my sleeping pad to the Thermarest Classic. I think that helped out a lot. I think I figured out the difference between a sleeping mat with it's just flat and one that's got the ridges like the Thermarest. The flat ones, your sleeping bag compresses a lot underneath of you and you sleep colder. With the Thermarest, the ridge rests, your bag can be have more loft to it underneath of you. The little spaces in the sleeping mat allow the bag to fill up with more loft while it's underneath of you, so you sleep a little warmer, I think, on a Thermarest than a traditional flat mat. So, like I said, this is what I slept in, was my Winter Outfitters mummy bag here, and on a Thermarest down to 20 degrees in a 35 degree bag, and it slept fine. Used that stuff sack as like a pillow. And one thing I should note about sleeping out here, what I went to sleep rather early. I still got 8 hours worth of sleep, but I went to sleep out here about 8 o'clock, and I woke up about 4:30, so I still got around 8 hours of sleep. If I fell asleep at around 8:30 a little bit, and woke up at 4:30, but I know I didn't get 8 hours of sleep because of the wind. The wind was thrashing the tent so hard at times. Man, it was just, it was really bad, and it kept blowing the doors open on the tent, and yeah, it was really bad, the wind, and really cold, like I said, 20 degrees Fahrenheit. And one thing I did to sleep a little better was when I went to bed around 8 p.m., I went to bed with just my hat on and not a hood or the mummy part over the sleeping bag. I was just kind of untucked from the sleeping bag, and just had my this hat here on, the Peruvian hat on. And then as it got colder, as the temperature went down, I added the insulated hood to my puffer jacket, and after I woke up and used the restroom. I ended up waking up and using the restroom twice last night. But after I came out the second time, it was after midnight, and I added the hood, or the top of the sleeping bag, the mummy portion of the sleeping bag, and that, I think, allowed me to sleep a little better, to adjust to the temperature, not get too hot, not sleep too hot and sweat. I did almost sweat at one point when I went to the when I went to bed. I realized that I had on an extra pair of pants that I came out in, and I was trying to kick them off inside of the mummy bag just to get down to my fleece pants and long johns, and I was trying to kick them off from within the bag. And sorry, I'm just staring at this fiber here, it's bugging me. But I tried to kick off the pants from within the bag, and I just was using so much energy and twisting and tossing and turning so much that I almost kicked up a sweat. I did kick up just, the tiniest sweat, and I had to relax and just wait to take my pants off. I didn't want to get too cold after that, so I just waited a while and then unzipped, and it wasn't very bright trying to take them off from within the bag. It would have been easier to unzip the two bags and just do it that way. But I was being stubborn and almost sweated because of it, and I'd have froze if I'd have sweated. Even though I was wearing wool and synthetics, I think I'd have still froze. But it's fairly dry in here now. It's only been a few hours of daylight. It's a little afternoon now, so a little over maybe 4 hours or so of daylight, something like that. And it's fairly dry in here now, or very dry, I should say. And my sleeping bag's dry, so I'm not really sure. I wasn't really testing how long it takes to dry. That'll have to be another test, but so I hope you guys have enjoyed so far. These tie-outs on the tent did not hold up at all. It's just the tie down to the tent. They kept coming undone so much, I kept having to retie them, and they kept blowing open in the wind, and they're shredded after one night. Not all of them are, but a couple of them are just toast after one night. So that's a little disappointing. And I think it's going to be a little too cold today to waterproof the tent. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks.